back with another vlog, and it is For the Love of Horror. So this is my first time going. Apologies for the low voice, I've got a bit of a cold going on. But yes, this is my first time going. I was originally going because I was going to meet Matthew and Skeet. However, I'm having to wait until April for that one now, but it's fine. I'm going to go because I just want to experience it, and to be honest, it'll be just nice to sort of like have a nice fun time, sort of like wandering around the con, seeing what it's like, getting the experience of it before I go back in April. But yes, I am all packed. I am going with Evander and his family, so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to stay at Premier Inn, and we're doing the whole weekend. So this might just be a travel day vlog, then day 1 and day 2, or it might be travel day plus day 1. I'll see how I feel vlogging wise. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love horror films, so this is going to be a perfect con for me. So I've packed my bag, I've got snacks for the journey because it is a 4-hour journey because we are going to Manchester. So instead of trains, we are driving all the way up there. So I've got snacks, I've got drinks, just to keep me going. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping this is going to be a fun weekend. So like I said, it's going to be a first time experience, so fingers crossed. Come with us as we go to For the Love of Horror 2025.
And that makes it easy because everybody knows that the character of Peter Parker is going to be stepped on, and so it makes it very easy. And it's kind of fun because really, you know, Tobey Maguire is one of the biggest stars in the world, and you get to step on him, and it's fun. Oh, yeah. Metaphorically speaking, but he's a very sweet guy. With regard to J.K. Simmons, J.K. is also a very sweet guy, and very funny. He's really a good comedian. But he also plays lots of bad guys, and I think he perhaps most famously was discovered on an HBO series called Oz, where he plays a neo-Nazi prisoner in this maximum security prison. But I enjoy JK. JK and I are both from Detroit, Michigan. We both grew up there and very close to each other, and we would just share stories about the old town, you know, our baseball team, the Detroit Tigers, and it was a lot of fun.
It's amazing, and thank you so much for being a part of my childhood.
Oh, you welcome.
With being in the Spider-Man trilogy, and I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody for travelling all this way to come and see us.
What a lovely thing.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for having me.
Everyone, it's time for our next panel. Please, would you give it up for our guest? Let's hear it for Amy Donald! Thanks so much, Amy. If you want to take a little seat now. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. We're going to welcome her all the way to For Love of Horror, aren't we? Yes! So much to cover. My goodness, you've created a modern day horror icon. We didn't think we were going to get any new ones. Who's Megan fans? Make some noise. Yes. Lots for you. First of all, how have you found these conventions? Because I know you've already clocked up a couple. How have you found it here today?
I have enjoyed them so much. I find it so fun being able to meet everybody and fans of Megan, and it's just so fun to be able to see everybody who loves horror conventions as well.
And I think we've got plenty of horror fans in today. Yes, yes. Excuse me, it's a horror convention. Plenty of horror fans in today, yes. Thank you, my friends. We're going to get some questions from these guys. What happens is we've got David. Everyone say hi, David. Well, David's going to go around. So if you do have any questions, please just pop up that hand. We will get to as many of you as we can. I think we've already got some popping up. One of the things I wanted to talk about, first of all, this film, was this your first film? I know you'd worked in dance and what have you previously back in New Zealand, but was this your first film? Was this your first foray into filmmaking?
So I did a Netflix series called Sweet Tooth first, but this was my first film. I'd never done a film before, and even when I was going for the role, when I got the audition, I didn't know I was going for the part of Megan. I thought I was going for a background character or something. So when I found out that I got the job and that it was for Megan, I was so thrilled. I was so excited.
And when... My friends, I'm very excited to bring our next person to the stage, an incredible creator. I know you're all a fan of Dead Meat, so hey, let's not waste any time. Can I get some clapping and cheering for the love of horror? We're at 5, let's go for a 10! Please welcome James from Dead Amazing, what a reception!
Hey! Oh, that's loud. Hey, everybody.
First of all, thank you so much. Will we do the seat?
Yeah.
Will we do the seat?
We're gonna stand.
Here we go. If you want to stand.
I'll stand.
There we go. First of all, welcome to Manchester.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
And welcome to For the Love of Horror, everybody! Yes!
This convention is amazing.
It is, it's wonderful. We've had so many brilliant people here. I know you've been signing, I know you've been meeting people all morning. There's so much to cover. First of all, one of the cool things about this is we've got ourselves a room full of horror fans here today, everybody. James, we're going to start at the beginning. Obviously, the channel is going wild just now. You guys are constantly putting out content. Thank you for the kill count on The Mummy. You put that out 3 weeks ago.
Okay, 1999? Okay, yeah.
Big fan, big fan.
No one ever loves the 30s one. I don't really love it either.
No, let's not talk about the 2000s one.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, let's get to, before we get to some questions, and we are going to have some questions. If you do have any, do me a favour, pop up your hand. My friend David here, oh, that is so many hands going up. Wonderful. We're going to get to the questions as quick as we can. We have to talk about the channel.
Sure.
First of all, what inspired you to start the channel? Is it just fandom? Is it about doing something different? What inspired you to get things going?
Well, we have another channel, and I will constantly talk in the first person plural. We, because I'm just used to Chelsea being here, and there's even a mic, and I'm so sorry she's not here. She wishes she could be. I feel like I'm missing half myself doing this. This is the first time I've ever done a convention by myself. Yeah, so I'm just like, this is what you guys all have to do? Like, you don't have someone to bounce off of? This is rough. We've been doing this on easy mode. But Yeah, we met in film school and always liked making things, and we started with another channel where we did sketch comedy, and it was fun, but we also had a few other people involved. Even though I was doing most of the editing and decision making, it would be like running decisions by a group of committee. I got sick of doing that, so eventually after a few years, I was like, I just want to make a channel for myself where I'm just making the thing. I don't have to rely on anyone else. What's something I've always loved? Horror movies, since I was a kid. So, I mean, when I was a kid, I like made a little website with horror movies. I had kill counts on there, and I was like, oh, I'll just make videos about kills in it. And then that happened.
And so was it just about your fandom? Was it, sometimes people get into these things with like 5-year plans. Was it just fun? Was it just for fun?
I mean, I had always wanted to be able to work for myself. Because whenever I was at work, it was like a desk job. I would always just be working on my own thing. I was a horrible employee. I should not have been paid what I got paid because most of the time I was just working on my own shit on the side. But that was the goal, is to just be able to make my own thing. So I didn't have, aspirations to have millions of subscribers. It was just get to a point where like this can be my job. And thankfully that happened relatively quickly. 7 months, I think, after the first kill count, I was able to leave the job. Yeah, so that was amazing.
So before we jump into some other things, sometimes horror fans, we've got that one movie that we go, that one. Mm-hmm. That was the one that lit it up for me. That was the one that stuck in there. It could be when you were a kid or a teenager, different seasons in your life. What was your horror movie that you went, that one, I love this?
I think Scream. It was because, like, I remember, yeah, Scream. So
we can
good.
show some appreciation for Scream.
Little movie, maybe you've heard of it. Scream, 1996. But I remember when my dad rented it and was watching it in the living room. That opening scene, I like ran out of the room. I was so scared. And then a couple of years later, I was able to come back and be like, now I'm brave enough for this. So, but after that, like, I just became so obsessed with horror movies that I had my mom go up to the local video store with me and talk to the people there, and she told them he can come in and rent any horror movies he wants without parental supervision. I probably should have had more parental guidance growing up, but in this case it worked out okay. So I would ride my bike up to the video store, rent like 5 horror movies.
Okay guys, so at the end of my very mini vlog, I didn't really vlog too much at For the Love of Horror. This is my first time going. I was originally going because I was going to go and meet Matthew and Skeet, but unfortunately they moved to April. However, I decided, you know what, I'm still going to go. There was a couple of people I would have liked to have met, and I figured it would be a nice little experience not having to sort of rush and deal with the whole Matthew and Skeet thing. At least this way I could experience the whole weekend. The cat's trying to jump over my little box thing. But I thought I'd give you guys a quick overview of the weekend and my experience of it. So, like I said, I didn't vlog much, so the clips you just saw are what I got. But yeah, so this weekend I actually ended up meeting a couple of celebrities. A lot of them I didn't get autographs for. I just went up with Evander and his family and got to say hello to them. So I'm going to start with those ones first, and then I'll go into what I got. So with the celebrities, I ended up meeting Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, which was absolutely amazing. He even said a killer quote to me, which I absolutely love, and he did it in the Ghostface voice, which made it even better. So I fangirled a bit. I only had a certain amount of money, which is why I didn't get his autograph. Otherwise, I would have done. And so, to me, I sort of like prioritised the celebrities that I really, really, really wanted to meet. And so, anyway, I got an interaction with Roger L. Jackson anyway, so I'm very happy with that. Also met Tim Capello, who is the saxophone player in The Lost Boys. Absolutely sweet guy. Both of the guys that I met were really sweet and lovely. Who else did I go up and see that I didn't get autographs for? I think that was just them. There might have been a couple of others, but I might have just sort of like stood in the background because I didn't really know them. And so on to the celebrities I actually did meet. And speaking of meet, I met James A. Janice from Dead Meat. Now this is one of the reasons why I wanted to really go, because I absolutely love the Dead Meat channel. They are amazing. I love their kill counts. So if you are a massive horror fan, check out Dead Meat's channel. Unfortunately, Chelsea couldn't be there due to personal matters, so I hope she's okay, and hopefully the next time that they get announced for another horror convention in the UK, they'll both be there and I'll get to meet them both. But I got to meet James, and in fact, I actually did a photo shoot with him. That was one of the things that I had pre-booked, because you know what, I was just like, I have to meet him. You know, his kill counts on a Friday always cheer me up. I love watching them, and especially when he does my favourite horror movies and things like that. Also watched his panel. If you haven't checked that out, I have put a couple of clips in here, depending on how I've edited this. But he actually spoke about Repo the Genetic Opera, because he said about how he was wanting to do a Rocky Horror Picture Show kill count, but it kind of didn't happen, but he's hoping to do it next year. And so he then went on and mentioned Repo the Genetic Opera, which I absolutely love the fact that he mentioned that, because that is one of my favourite horror musicals. And just hearing that, and then hearing him talk about the channel and Chelsea and just all of his passion for the channel, and it's just absolutely amazing. But here's the photo. I did dress up as Nancy, but to be honest, it's one of those casual cosplays that you can't really notice too much. But I did it just because it was Dead Meat, I had to. And so here is my photo with James A. Janice. Absolutely, like I said, lovely, amazing guy. And I'm so glad I got a photo with him. I am so happy with that. And I cannot wait to put it in a frame or put it in a folder. I haven't decided yet. And then on to the other celebrity that I met. And this one I got an autograph for. So when it come to Scream actors that were at this Comic-Con, you had Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface. Lee Waddell, who was the sort of stuntman for Ghostface in the first two movies. Mary Shelton, who was, I can never remember her name, but she's in Scream 4 and 5, so I got to see her as we went past. And then there was also, no, he wasn't in Scream, he was in Nightmare on Elm Street, take that back. Can't remember the actor's name, but he played like the sheriff in Nightmare on Elm Street. No, he did play it in Scream as well. I take it back. The sheriff from Scream 1 was there as well. But the other person that was there that was Scream related was Jamie Kennedy, who played Randy himself. Now, at first, I wasn't really sure if I was going to get his autograph or not, because to be honest, for me, my main priority was Matthew and Skeet. Then they didn't go, and then I was like, do I get his autograph or do I not? And literally, on the Friday when we were at the hotel, the night before we went to the Comic-Con, I booked his autograph, because I went, you know what, I love Randy. He's one of my favourite movie characters. I relate to him so much in the Scream films because I myself am a movie buff, and so sort of like watching his character and sort of how he reacts to film comments and things like that, I love it. And so I went to go and meet him, and I tell you what, his interaction along with Dead Meats was absolutely lovely. Spoke to Jamie, told him how much I enjoyed his character, and sort of like how his character is a movie buff and how that's sort of like I related to that. And then he gave me a handshake, he signed my photo. I didn't even ask for a quote, and he put a quote on there, and I absolutely love the fact that he put this quote. And then he got up and he actually gave me a hug. I was not expecting a hug from Jamie, and that was absolutely amazing. I was so nervous. And just getting that hug from him, and I hope that I get a hug from Matthew and Skeet as well. If I don't, even just a handshake, like, because I am going back in April. I'm gonna set myself a goal for next year in the fact of I will vlog more in public next year when it comes to the concert I'm going to, because I am slowly getting more confident. And especially at For the Love of Horror, when I noticed that there was actually a lot of people vlogging, whether that was people that I knew or people that were just out there with their cameras, and I've seen the videos on TikTok, it's sort of like giving me that boost. So come next year, hopefully when it comes to the vlogs, there will be longer, better videos. But yeah, so here it is. I got this autographed. Unfortunately, it did get a bit water damaged, but that is absolutely fine. Because you know what? If Jamie Kennedy comes around again, I will get another one. But this one I'm still going to keep anyway. But he put, there are rules, and I absolutely love that. I'd say I was not expecting him to write a quote, and just, oh, I'm so happy. The autographs and the celebrities that I've met this year have, like, shocked me. And so I'm so looking forward to next year when I do meet more, and especially when I meet Matthew and Skeet. I don't know whether I'll get them to sign this one, probably not because of the water damage. If it hadn't been water damage, I probably would have got them to sign it. But I'm looking forward to meeting them too, and then I can say I've met this trio. I've met some people from Scream, and it's, like I said, Scream is the horror movie that got me into horror again. So meeting them was absolutely brilliant. But on to the other stuff. So I actually did end up getting some purchases whilst I was there. I'll start with the pins. I'll try and show them off as best I can. So I found some K-pop Demon Hunter pins. Had to pick them up. So the first one is the cat. I thought this was really cute. I had to get it. Couldn't pick it up. Could not pick it up. And then I also picked up Rumi and Dianyu. I saw this and I thought this was so cute. I love this. I'm obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters, if you do not know. Who knows, maybe in the future I might do a K-pop Demon Hunters collection because I am slowly growing it. Then I went over to Hell on Shirts, who did not this Scream top, but another one that I own. And I saw that they had these joggers, and I was like, you know what, I need some new ones. One of my ones I've sort of had for a while, they're starting to get a bit tatty. So I went up to the table and I was like, do I get them, do I not? And then I found out that they only had 4 left and only 1 in a small. So I thought, sod it, I'm going to get them. And I'll be wearing them tonight after I've showered. And that is these Scream joggers. Look how amazing this design is. I'd love for them to do Fright Night. I think that'd be a fun t-shirt to have. But they do things like Halloween, Evil Dead, The Thing, Evil Dead 2. So there is quite a few. And they did a new Scream top as well. But like I said, I only had a certain amount of money. So I had to be smart. I had to be thinkful. But I cannot wait to wear these later on tonight. They're quite thick and quite soft. So I will feel like these are going to be proper winter joggers. But on to my final thing, which I might have to stand up for. Now, this isn't like an original cinema poster. Not like this. Not like what my mum got me. This is still unbelievable that she got me this. And I still need to hang this up. But I did pick this up. Just because I saw it and I had to get it. Now, can I get it out? Now, Jamie Powell, I think you'll appreciate this if you're watching this video. But it is a big poster and I thought I had to get it. I have to get it framed. If I ever get the original poster at some point, I will. And I will frame it. But I might have to stand back for this one. This is not going to be easy to hold. Are we ready for this? Probably not. Here we go. I have a Fright Night, the original movie poster. I saw this and I had to get it. Like I said, probably not the original poster because this was only like, I think it was like £25, £5 with the tube. So I think it was like £30 altogether. But I had to get this. Fright Night is one of my favourite vampire films, one of my favourite 80s movies, and of course, as soon as I saw this, I had to get it. Like I said, it'd probably be the same, roughly the same size as that, so I'll probably get another frame like that. But like I said, it's not the original poster, it's not like this, where this is an original cinema poster. But look at that. Jamie Powell, I think you'll love this. So yeah, that is all of my purchases from For the Love of Horror 2025. Now, my final thoughts on the con. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I do feel like if you are someone that's got to meet a lot of celebrities, you will feel the pressure. Kind of like what Evander and his dad had to deal with. But I will say it's worth it. I'd say if you are a massive horror fan, that's the con to go to. If you are happy to travel all the way to Manchester, I will say it was a 4-hour car journey for us. If you're willing to make the journey, I would say do it. But only do it if there's a lot of celebrities you're willing to meet. So like with this one, it was Matthew and Skeet plus a whole load of others. However, like I said, them two ended up not going. But there was still quite a few that I was happy to meet if Evander was getting in the queue and things like that. Some of them, next time, I think what I'll do is when it comes to the cons, especially these big ones, I will put some money aside, sort of like a little bit each month before the con. So that way I can actually afford to get more than what I want. But no, so I really hope you enjoyed this vlog, plus this wrap up at the end. I really enjoyed myself. I believe this is the last con I've got for the rest of the year. I think Evander did invite me to a couple of others, but I don't think I can afford it. So as much as they would have been fun to go to, I think I'm going to say that that is the last Comic-Con vlog of the year. Could be wrong, but like I said, one of my goals for next year when it comes to this channel will be, when it comes to the Comic-Cons, vlog more, get more out there. Say, like I said, especially if it's like the big ones, there will be other Comic-Con, other YouTubers there and things like that, because I would love to grow this channel and get it to where I want it to be. But yes, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And leave me your comments and thoughts on For the Love of Horror 2025. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? I did hear a lot of comments of things like, apparently Linda Blair was 5 hours late on Saturday, which if that was me, if I was stood in her queue, I would have been really annoyed. But for me, someone like me who's booked for the whole weekend, at least if it came to the Saturday, if I had booked to see Linda Blair, at least I would have had the Sunday to explore. So it's one of those that it's touch and go. Simon Pegg was there. I didn't really get to meet Simon Pegg. I got to see Devon Sawa from a corner, but that was pretty much it. I watched a couple of the panels. They were really fun to watch. And yeah, it's just overall a good weekend. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time.